before. I honestly don't expect anybody to watch this live. To be really honest. The main reason why I'm doing a live stream right now is because I've been struggling a lot with health stuff lately. And so I haven't posted again for the last 2 weeks, unfortunately. And I don't want to just like, oh, somebody is watching. What? Hi. I don't want to just like throw something together and do a crappy job editing. So I figured this would be a better option to be able to post a video and not have to worry about like editing and sit down lighting and thumbnails and all that fun stuff. My hair's still wet, so what's Grace doing? So anyways, yeah, I did. I went out for like the first time in like a month on Friday. I just went to a library kind of in my area, not really, it's like 20 minutes from where I live. Was having like a book sale. So a friend of mine from high school, she was one of my best friends in high school, and we're still really close. We went to that book sale together. Sorry about my voice. And I vlogged it, kind of. I vlogged us like on the way there. I vlogged when we walked in, and then I vlogged a little bit when we were leaving. I did not really vlog a lot like inside of the sale because there were a lot of kids and elderly people. Kids you can't put on camera without consent. And it was too much of an enclosed space for me to be able to like be filming without like getting their faces. And so it would have just been too much blurring. And with elderly people, they're not always super comfortable with cameras, even more so than like younger people. So I just felt like it was better to not really vlog inside the actual sale, unfortunately. But I will say I went way overboard. And I am going to be like showing you everything that I got and editing and uploading. That my goal today is to pre-film some stuff so that like I can pre-film, I can have it uploaded, like booktube stuff. And then, you know, if I do extra videos here and there, like that's one thing, but then at least like booktube videos are getting uploaded every week. But I bought, if you count, so, okay, I don't even know how to start. So I technically bought 60 books, but I only spent like $20, which is amazing. But 20 of those 60 books were French children's books. So I don't know. So like in college, one of the things I studied was French. I studied abroad in France. I studied abroad in French. Studied abroad in France. I speak French, and I love French. And I've been trying to get my younger brother, who is 10, to learn French for a very long time. And he's like interested in it, but there's not a lot of good, accessible options for kids to learn French in my area. And in my area, in public schools, there are like literally no language classes. He goes to private school, and even in private schools in my area, until like middle school, pretty much the only option is Spanish. So, and like I took Spanish K through 8th grade. But in the northeastern United States, like foreign languages are like not taught very well in schools. Some not even like in high school. Some in high school it's okay, but it just honestly all depends on the teacher and the program, unfortunately. So anyways, he doesn't really have any like good options. So like I saw these, there was like an entire table of like French children's books, and I like lost my mind. So like I bought a bunch of them. Like I got like these that are like actual like, so like, you know, like I don't know if you've ever seen like those workbooks that are for kids in the summer, so that they like don't just stop doing school altogether. Like this is the French version that, and I got quite a few of these. And then I got some of these, which are like really cute. And like obviously he's 10 and he reads at like a 9th grade level, but in a foreign language, not really. So in a foreign language, he doesn't read at all. So I got like books like this that we can read. And also like I just want this stuff for like when I have kids someday. I plan on adopting kids. I don't actually plan on like giving birth to anything at any point in my life, but that's a whole nother story entirely. So I got a ton of these. And then I got like 40 books. So yeah, that was super exciting. And my plan was to have that be my upload for today. And by the way, I'm switching my videos back to Sundays. But so basically, for the chronic illness that I have, which I explained, I think in my last video, I've just been having a really rough time for the past like month and a half, almost 2 months now. And I've been in the last month and a half, I'm currently on my 4th round of antibiotics, and it's not getting better. So I have another I have to get I recently got a chest x-ray. I have to get a CT scan of my chest and my sinuses soon. I have to get some new blood work done. And then I also have to do like sputum samples to make sure like they're not treating the wrong strain of bacteria, and that might be why. And then I have like my normal clinic appointment like every 3 months, in a couple weeks. But I was just seen like last week, and I was supposed to have a follow-up this week, but it's complicated. So anyways, so I wanted that to be my upload today, but like I'm behind in coursework for school because like I don't feel good, and I love school. And like there's been like this past week I haven't worked at all. I've literally pretty much just like slept, with the exception of going to that book sale with Alina. I pretty much just slept all week. That's really like it. And it sucks. Like my best friend is moving into her like house today. Like it's like the first grown-up move-in in my social circle. Her and her husband, yes, her husband bought a house. Like they had a house built, and they're moving in, and they're starting like the move-in process. They got their keys on Tuesday, and they're starting the move-in process. And I was supposed to go over and see everything before like the normals see it with her family today, and like help her like organize stuff and things like that. And I just like, and I can't. I was like falling asleep, and so I can't breathe. Like talking is hard, and you can probably hear it going in and out because the mucus is coming up. And it sucks. It really sucks, especially in your 20s, to have a chronic illness and like have to plan your life like that, especially because I also have really severe anxiety and severe social anxiety. So like it's already hard enough for me to go out and do things and interact with people. So like when I have control, like when I can like manage my anxiety and like do that, but like my physical health isn't cooperating, it's really upsetting. Like I've literally done, so I'm going to count summer as starting after recital weekend ended because I teach dance. So recital weekend was the first weekend in June. So basically, with the exception of stuff that I've done at the studio, and I've called off a lot at the studio, like at least half of the days I was supposed to teach this summer, I was not able to go in because of being sick, which is detrimental to my financial situation, but that's a whole nother story entirely. Basically, so since recital, I've literally done 3 things that were not work or doctor's appointments. And those were, I went to I took a train down, I vlogged that when my aunt and I like went downtown on the train. And then I did which I mean, this is technically like work, but like I voluntarily did this. It was me, my boss, and then one other teacher. We went downtown with the kids, which I filmed a lot of, but I'm not putting that on the YouTube machine because again, they're children and I just don't want to have to blur out faces like that. Maybe someday I will. But I haven't really figured out that technology yet. I really hope I'm talking loud enough. I've never done this before. Grace is whining. So basically then I went to the American Dance Festival because my students, one of my elite lyrical group, like one of our kids' elite lyrical groups, contemporary lyrical, got chosen as one of the 8 student pieces from across the country to be in performances that day. So we went down the whole day. We saw Hubbard Street Dance Company, and it was a lot of fun. So I did that, and then I did the book sale with Alina on Friday. That's literally all my body has been able to handle this entire summer, and every time I've done any one of those things, I've spent the next week not being able to do literally anything with my life beyond my couch. So it just sucks that on top of dealing with anxiety and having my life be limited in that manner, because my anxiety does severely limit what I do, especially because in college my friends were all within 5 seconds of me, and so if my anxiety was getting really bad, they would just show up, which I mean is challenging to my anxiety, but at the same time in a way it's good for it, because it makes me challenge it when I couldn't do that by myself. And since I've graduated from undergrad, that's not the case anymore, and so I often get very isolated for an extended period of time, and then you add into that exacerbations with my physical health and the fact that I have to know before I go out and do anything, that this is going to cost me. How many days do I have to lose following this? Is it going to be worth it? Because I can't just go out and do something and then the next day continue on with my life. I have to know that if I'm going to go out and do whatever this is, the next 2 days, I'm probably going to do nothing but sleep and breathing treatments. That's pretty much it. And that sucks. And then you add on top of it that things have been even worse with my lungs this summer. It sucks. So I decided to do this instead of uploading a half-assed edited book vlog or anything else, just because I still wanted to post something, and I kind of wanted to rant, because after having to cancel on Heather earlier, I was just so frustrated, because I'm so sick of just not being able to live my life. When you're in your 20s, that's supposed to be your prime time to do whatever for you, figure your life out, figure out where you want to be, figure out what you want to do, spend time with your friends, just figure yourself out and enjoy your life, so that you can keep moving forward in the right direction for you. And I know not being able to go help my best friend move into her house and seeing it before everybody else does is not going to impact my life. And Grace, stop it. Stop. You're going to knock it over. Stop. There is no food over here. Stop. I love you, but you're going to knock this lamp over on mommy's head, and then I'm going to be very upset. If you want to come up, you can come up. You can come over here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay. You don't want to? Come here. There you go. Crazy. You're so crazy. We'll go out in a minute. But anyway, so I know in the long term that's not going to change the course of my life, but at the same time, it's still frustrating to be I'm in my mid-20s, and because I went to a book sale on Friday, potentially the rest of my week is going to be me not doing anything. And I have to miss out on seeing my best friend's new house before everybody else, and being able to help her organize and get unpacked. And that's a milestone in her life, and I want to be able to be there for that. And unfortunately, because of chronic illness, I can't. And while that doesn't seem like a big deal, it is, and it's really frustrating. And I think that's something that most people don't get. So I just kind of needed to rant about it. And I put how do I deal with this? I think as the title, how do I deal with chronic illness in my 20s as the title, which I sincerely doubt anybody's going to watch, because most of my subscribers are BookTube people, which I love you guys. You guys are so sweet and so supportive, and I'm so happy to be part of this community. But this is just something that I really needed to rant about, because it's really, really frustrating to be young and have even the most minor things stop me from living my life. Like, I can't, like, I made the choice to go to this book sale, and I was gone for literally an hour. Like, I was out of my house for an hour, and I haven't been able to, like, get off the couch for more than a couple of minutes in the last 2 days. And that sucks. Especially because, like, I'm such an active person. Like, I need to move. I love working out. I've been dancing since I was 2. I was a gymnast. I'm a very athletic person, which I know sounds contradictory, but, like, so, like, and working out for me, for my anxiety, is it's like the most helpful thing. Well, dance is the most helpful thing, but, like, in general, physical movement is the most helpful thing there is for my anxiety. And right now, like, I can barely walk from my living room to, like, my bedroom without getting winded. So it sucks. It really sucks, especially because I'm in my mid-20s. It's supposed to be like the prime time of your life, and it is really stunted for me between anxiety and chronic illness, which, I mean, anxiety is chronic illness. It's a chronic mental illness, but chronic physical illness and chronic mental illness, it sucks. And my chronic physical illness is a progressive disease, so it's not going to get better over time. It's only going to get worse. And I think knowing that makes it even harder to deal with on days like this, where I'm just getting so frustrated. I've pretty much just been rambling for 16 minutes. But yeah, I try to deal with it by, like, doing things that I enjoy. But at the same time, like, because, like, it also encompasses, like, my sinuses and things like that. I have headaches all the time. I'm exhausted, and I have some serious eye problems because I'm a mess. I had 4 eye surgeries as a kid. So, like, when I'm really exhausted, I have a really hard time with my eyes. So, like, I can't even, like, read as much as I'd like to. And that's the other thing is, like, normally I would do, like, monthly wrap-ups and things like that, but I can't even read as much as I want to right now. And typically for people, like, when they're sick, like, that's something that you can do. You can watch TV, you can read, whatever. But, like, when part of being sick is having severe headaches, you're kind of, like, limited to laying in the quiet dark. But I have been reading as much as I can. Right now I'm reading Yes, We Still Can by Dan Pfeiffer, who is one of the co-hosts of Pod Save America. And it is so good. I'm reading it very slowly again because I've been having massive headaches pretty much daily. But it is so good. He's so funny. Like, I just love it. Kind of takes me out of the fact that, allows me to dissociate with the fact that we currently have a Trump administration, which is honestly absurd. I don't want to talk about it. I have rewatched 30 Rock all the way through for, like, the 15 millionth time. I've rewatched Gilmore Girls. I've watched a lot of Tina Fey, Amy Poehler, like, funny stuff. I've caught up on, like, YouTubers that I watch that I've fallen behind on. Like, I've played a lot of Sims, which I don't know if I should admit to, but, like, that's what I've been doing. But yeah, it's just kind of like, it sucks. It sucks that at, you know, my mid-20s, like, that's my life. But I am really excited about, like, this 40 books, 60 if you count the French children's books that I got. I'm very excited about those. I can't wait to share them with you guys. But I basically just needed to rant about how much chronic illness sucks and how limiting it is. And I've been doing that for almost 20 minutes now. So yeah, this is my weekly upload, and I'm really sorry that it probably is not what anybody that subscribes to me wants to see. But that's what I can put out right now. Again, it's frustrating because I love filming, I love editing, I love uploading, I love interacting with you guys, because the booktube community, as I have found out in a very short amount of time, is very supportive and very kind and welcoming, and I just love it. But until, like, not being able to film and upload like I would like to is really frustrating, and I also don't want to put out a video that just sucks just to get a video out. So I felt like the expectation with a live stream is kind of different. And even though I don't expect anybody to watch this live, it's still a video that I could put out as a way for me to rant without having to worry about the professionalism of the edit. Oh my God, this picture's crooked. It's actually not crooked. It's just because my couch is a mess. I need to fix that. Wait, is it crooked? I can't tell. This is going to drive me insane. Watch it fall on me. Yep. Nope. It's coming down. My friend Amanda made this for me. I really like it. Now I'm going to have to figure out how to put it back up. All right. So that's this week's video. Thanks for watching. If you or anybody you know in non-internet life deals with chronic illness and or anxiety, and it limits you or a loved one, and you have any tips or can relate or just want to rant, feel free to do so in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, if anybody does watch this, and I love you guys, and I will see you next time. Definitely next week, if not sooner, because I am going to pre-film today in short bursts. Because I figure if I'm going to be stuck on the couch, I could edit as long as stuff is filmed. So I'm going to use today to try to film as much as I can. Although most of it will probably be in this like little setup right here on my couch with my blankets. But see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.